destroyed.
Jets. What is going on, Jet fans? And welcome back to another Jets Ward live stream. Happy to be with you guys. It's been a while. The reason I wanted to come on here, I said I was going to go on at 9, but jumping on a little earlier because the Jets have revealed their 53-man roster. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm not the happiest about some of the decisions they made based on what Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji have said all offseason. So there's a lot of moves that they've decided to make that, honestly, not the biggest fan of, honestly. Some players that I thought were going to be cut ended up staying on the roster. Some players that I really, really liked ended up getting waived, and hopefully they can make it through waivers just to be placed on the practice squad. But in all honesty, you guys have seen the roster breakdown. I'm not very confident in a lot of these position groups that we have. Some I'm liking, but some, it's going to be a stretch. But for those that are joining me, thank you so much. I know I was going to come on a little later, but felt I needed to jump on with you guys to give you my 2 cents about the roster decisions that the Jets have made. So if you've been here before, welcome. You always welcome here no matter what. Always appreciate you guys coming back. If you are new here, welcome. Whether you're a Jets fan, a fan of another team, or just a casual NFL fan, you are always welcome here in the Jets Ward. I love having you guys here. We are over 2,470 subscribers, and it just keeps going up. I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate all the support you guys give. I would love to hear, if you're not a Jets fan, I would love to hear your opinions about the roster decisions your team's made. And if you are a Jets fan, let me know how you're feeling about these moves that the Jets have made. Like I said, I'm not the happiest, and I'm going to jump into reason number 1. Why? The players that we cut. So before we even get into the reveal of the 53-man roster, I'm going to be showing you guys the players that got cut. Now, Jarek Bernard Converse. A lot of Jets fans are really, really upset about this one. He's always hurt, so I had a feeling he was going to get cut. He just never really showed anything throughout the time he's been here. I know he had a really good camp, but again, he was benched for the first preseason game against the Packers, and then again, always hurt, just never really shown anything. So I'm not really that upset about him being released. Could get brought back on the practice squad, but not so sure about that. Dean Clark, another player who had a really good summer, and I think could pass the waiver things to get on this trading on the Jets practice squad. Jordan Clark is one that I'm a big fan of. I honestly projected him to make the roster, so I'm very, very shocked that he did not make the roster. And apparently there's a handshake, a deal out there with the Jets right now and Jordan Clark that if he does pass waivers, he will be brought back to the practice squad. He just showed so much this training camp. I really like Jordan Clark, and I love that they were trying him out at nickel corner as well, just in case Michael Carter II gets hurt, which he dealt with injuries last year. So I thought Jordan Clark was gonna make this roster. Very upset that he's not, but we will see what happens. Brady Cook, I had a feeling the Jets were only going to carry 2 quarterbacks. Brady Cook fought his hardest, but ends up not making it. One player that a lot of fans are excited about that we released, some are upset, Malachi Corley. A big wasted pick by the New York Jets. I made a video about it earlier. Malachi Corley is officially gone. Just never really did anything. I could definitely see him going to the Niners and being utilized properly in that offensive scheme, just like how they use Debo. I could definitely see them using Malachi Corley a very similar way, but I'm not sure. Donovan Edwards is another one I'm bummed about. Had so much promise. Was a great receiver out of the backfield. Could block. Solid games in the preseason as well, and great practices in training camp. He has been released as well. He's going to get scooped up right away, probably by somebody like the Miami Dolphins or something like that. I'm not looking forward to that. Kingsley Jonathan was released. We signed him in the offseason. He might make this practice squad, but I'm not that sure about it. Cole Laval, I thought he was going to make the roster. He was playing pretty well, but he's going to be on the practice squad, I believe. Harrison Mavis, I think, is going to get picked up by somebody. There's always teams needing kicking help, and Mavis actually looked pretty good, so I'm not that worried about him being here. Peyton Page got cut. He was very up and down in these preseason games, so not a big shocker that he was released. Had some standout moments, but again, I think he's going to be on the practice squad and stay there. Who else? Jamal Pritchett, I'm very upset about. I was not happy about Jamal Pritchett getting bumped. I thought he, out of all the receivers that were playing for kick returning and punt returning, he outplayed Gibson, hands down. And for Gibson to make the team over him just pisses me off because Jamal Pritchett did everything. He was a better kick returner, a better punt returner, and a better receiver than Xavier Gibson. So for him to not be on this team, it's going to be another situation where he gets picked up by somebody like the Patriots, and he goes there and becomes a really good receiver. It just burns me up that he didn't make this team. And I'm going to get into the other receivers that didn't make this team as well, because I'm very upset about that as well. Jackson Sermon was good on special teams, but I'm happy that the Jets kept Jamarcus Weston, who is on the IR to start the season, but he was going to make the team because of how good he was on special teams. But Jackson Sermon, good practice squad body, I think. Quentin Skinner's another one. The guy never missed plays. He was always open and had a great training camp and great summer. He's going to get picked up. I don't think there's a team that's just going to let him stay on the Jets practice squad. He did everything he could to make this roster. Shocked he did not make it. Got Aaron Smith, the linebacker. Did okay, but again, I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I think he's going to be on the practice squad. Brandon Smith is another Jets fan favorite. He didn't make the roster, which was a big shocker. The thing that killed both Skinner and Smith was Alan Lazard not being on the IR to start the season. If he was on the IR to start the season, he would have. One of those guys would have been on this team, I honestly think. And I think it would have been Quentin Skinner, honestly, because of what he was showing. I love Brandon Smith, and if he gets put on the practice squad and not snatched up, I will be shocked. I could definitely see a wide receiver needy team going after him or Quentin Skinner. Somebody like the Patriots, somebody like the Steelers, somebody like one of those teams that go up that know receivers very well. So I'd be upset if one of them went there. Carter Warren was a shocking one to me. I had him better than Max Mitchell in actually making this team. I know there were trade talks and everything, but I just thought he was a better player than Max Mitchell, who ended up making this team, which I'm really shocked about. Eric Watts is another one. A lot of people were basically saying he was very similar to Michael Clemens, and I think he showed a little bit more bend than Michael Clemens, but Watts is gone. Leander Vigon, guard. He is released as well. I think he's going to be snatched up on our practice squad. And Jarius Monroe, safety, who had a decent summer as well and played pretty well in practices and in games. He is officially waived as well. Hopefully can sneak onto our practice squad. And Ryan Cooper, also known as Bump Cooper, has been released as well. That was an interesting one. But overall, I'm not happy about some of these guys, because they played their butts off and deserved to make this team over some of the players that they kept. And AG and Muji preached all summer that it's about competition. You cannot tell me Jamal Pritchett doesn't deserve to be on this roster over Xavier Gibson. You cannot tell me that he doesn't believe that he shouldn't be, Jamal Pritchett shouldn't have made it on this roster. You can't tell me that Quentin Skinner shouldn't be on this roster over Xavier Gibson. And I know they play different positions, or they play receiver, but they play different roles on the receiver. I know Quentin Skinner is a bigger guy and Xavier Gibson's a slot guy, but you could utilize Garrett Wilson in the slot and then have Quentin Skinner or Brandon Smith on the outside with a Tyler Johnson or a Reynolds or an Arian Smith. Those guys played so much better than some of these guys. Brandon Smith was unblockable during some of these games and training camp. Quentin Skinner caught everything. Jamal Pritchett was a nightmare for teams to cover. He tough to bring down, solid punt returner, good kick returner. I understand you got Ngannou back there for kick returns, but Jamal Pritchett deserves to be on this roster as our punt returner. And it just doesn't give me hope, because when you look at our roster, when you look at the 53-man roster that the Jets put out, and I'll show you guys what it is, and I want to thank Jets Talk 24/7 Ryan. He got this all worked up today really, really quickly. But you're looking at this. You got 2 quarterbacks. I figured it was going to be Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor's looking like he's going to be ready for week 1. He's not on the IR, so that's really good. You got 5 running backs. One's a fullback that you could slide in as tight end, Andrew Beck. And you got Ngannou as the kick returner. Okay. Understandably, you keep Breece Hall. He's one of our best running backs. Braylon Allen showing a lot of promise as well. And Isaiah Davis, who's coming back from injury. I get it. Those 3 were definitely going to make the team. Andrew Beck deserved to make this team. Ngannou deserved to make this team. I have no issues with the running backs and quarterbacks. Wide receivers are my biggest issue. Garrett Wilson, obviously, he's our best receiver. Then you got Josh Reynolds. Yeah, all right, he's solid. He's going to be our number 2 receiver to start. I have no issues with that. Allen Lazard, really, in the past seasons that he's been here, he has proved nothing other than dropped passes, penalties, and injuries. Now he's coming back from an injury and cost a player like Quentin Skinner and Brandon Smith their spots. That's why I'm so gung-ho about going and getting a Jacoby Myers or an Alec Pierce from the Colts or the Raiders. Because our wide receiver room, you tell us, AG, that you want us to win, that we're in a win-now mode. You cannot tell me that receiver room is so good that that's a win-now team. Josh Reynolds as your number 2 receiver, he's a number 3 on most teams. Allen Lazard, probably a number 3 or 4. Tyler Johnson you don't know much about what he is. So I like Tyler Johnson. I think he could be good. Arian Smith, he's a rookie. He's unproven. You don't know what he is. And Xavier Gibson, really, you're going to keep him after muff punts and just a disaster of a player. Honestly, there should be no reason why Xavier Gibson should be on this team. Honestly, there shouldn't. Then you got tight ends. I love Mason Taylor. Stone Smart has been awesome as well. But Jeremy Rucker, what has he done during this offseason, during training camp, during the games? He's been a no-show. That's why I'm hoping that the Jets go after one of these big-name tight ends that have been cut. The guy from the Colts who was released. I understand he's injured, but he's 6'7", 6'8", something like that, and can block, has great speed. If he can stay healthy, he can be a really good tight end option. Then you got the Giants cut a tight end who was solid, I was shocked that they cut. Jeremy Rucker has proved nothing. I would have rather them kept Zach Kuntz. He at least showed a little bit more this offseason than Rucker. And I love Rucker. I think it's great that he's a Jets fan. I was hyped when they got him, when they drafted him. But he has proved nothing since being here. Then we get to our offensive line. We got Olu Fashanu, obviously. Armand Membu, both our starting tackles. You got Okorafor, who is our swing tackle. And then Max Mitchell. Really? You're going to take Max Mitchell on this team? He's been awful. He's been bad. I understand you can play him at guard. You can play him at tackle. He's been awful. I would have rather Carter Warren, who's shown so more promise. Then our guards, Elijah Vera Tucker, love it. John Simpson, love it. Xavier Newman, I'm happy about. He has been solid at the offseason and preseason games. I'm happy we kept him. And the Marquise Hayes, all right, cool. You want to keep 10 linemen? All right, cool. I would have rather kept 7 wide receivers. Put Marquise Hayes on the practice squad and then bring in a Quentin Skinner, or Jamal Pritchett, or Brandon Smith. Those guys deserved it. Then you got your centers, Joe Tippmann, Josh Myers. Happy about that. No issues there. Edge rushers, Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, Michael Clemens. Why? Michael Clemens has shown flashes during the offseason. I get it. His metrics are really good. He's a strong guy. He's built like a defense. He's built like a football player, but he's got zero awareness on the field. He is just a body out there who gets blown up on every play. Michael Clemens should not be on this roster. There should be no reason he's here. Tyler Barron, you're going to keep your draft pick, but he another one who hasn't shown really much in training camp or in the preseason games. Then you got Braden McGregor, who flashed, who looked very good. So I'm happy they kept him. Then you got your interior. I'm very happy about the interior line group. You got Quinnen Williams, Harrison Phillips, Jay Tafele, Juwan Briggs, and Leonard Taylor III. What's going to happen to Leonard Taylor III when Byron Cowart comes back? Are we going to try to trade him? Are we going to just release him? I don't know. That's going to be a tough part. Then linebackers. You got Jamie Sherwood, Quincy Williams, Francisco Mauigoa, McCrary Ball, and Zaire Barnes. Now, the linebackers, I like Francisco Mauigoa. He's shown a good amount of stuff during this training camp and in the games. I like the toughness that he brings. Him going along with Quincy Williams and Jamie Sherwood, I really, really like. McCrary Ball, all right, he's shown flashes during training camp. Zaire Barnes is an interesting one. He's another player who can't stay healthy. So I would have rather kept Jamin Davis, or there's a player out there, Chris Paul Jr., who I hope the Jets can get, because I think he'd be a great pickup, who got released by the Rams today. I would love that pickup if the Jets were to go after that. The outside, the cornerbacks, we got 4. We got Sauce, we got Brandon Stevens, Quantez Stiggers, and A.Z. Thomas. And then I know Isaiah Oliver can play corner too, but we have him as a safety. You got Michael Carter II as our slot corner. Tony Adams, Isaiah Oliver, Andre Sisco, Malachi Moore. No issues with the defensive backs. Maybe we should have kept another one. Jordan Clark, I would have loved to see on this team. Yeah, Isaiah Oliver can do anything. I would trade Tony Adams to the Raiders. They're looking for safety help. Get Jacoby Myers here. I would trade Adams and then bring in Jordan Clark. Bring him up. Malachi Moore has shown a lot. I love Malachi Moore. Andre Sisco, I think, is going to have a big year. And then you got players like our kicker, Nick Folk, I'm happy with. Austin McNamara has been great this training camp and in the games. I love that. Thomas Hennessy, longtime player for the Jets. I love him as long snapper. And then with IR, Irv Charles, out for the year. Then you got Byron Cowart. He's only short-term. IR could come back after week 4. And they got Jamarcus Weston, who I really like as well. Very good on special teams. But can you understand why some of these moves just have Jets fans shaking their head, confused? There should be no reason Clemens is on this team. There should be no reason Xavier Gibson's on this team. Zaire Barnes, you're going to tell me he's better than Jamin Davis? You're going to tell me that he's better than some of these other guys that the Jets have cut out there? It's just weird to me that we talk about all these different things about competition, and you're here to compete. If you win, you're going to stay on the team. Jamal Pritchett was much better than Xavier Gibson, and I understand you could talk about sour grapes and stuff like that. I'm just not happy with some of the things, and I understand. You could tell me about, like, hey, the Jets, this isn't their final roster. There are still moves to be made. The waiver wire has opened up. The Jets are on our pick number 7 on the waivers. So there's some players that could fall to them. Like I said, Chris Paul Jr., the linebacker from the Rams, I really like him. I think he could be a solid addition. We got players like Shiloh Sanders, who could come in and give us safety help. I love Desmond Watson. I know he didn't get any practice time with the Buccaneers, but I think he could be a guy who comes in and clogs some holes, even though the Jets don't really need defensive tackle help right now. There's a lot of players. Tommy DeVito was cut. I don't think the Jets are going to go after him. Hendon Hooker, I'd be interested to bring on the practice squad. He knows the offense, and I know a lot of Detroit Lions fans are like, he was awful. I get it. Maybe he needs a new place to play. I don't know. I know Taylor Heineke was cut recently. There are a lot of players you can go get. There's a lot of players that the Jets could go get. I'd love to hear from you guys. Are there any players that the Jets or your favorite teams have released, players that you were upset that they cut? I know Rams fans are not happy about Chris Paul Jr. I'm going to keep saying him. A lot of people are not happy with that one. So I'm going to be going through X right now to see any updates, to see if any other moves have made. Big move by the Titans today that went unnoticed. Shai Tuttle, who was cut from the Panthers, nose tackle from them. Titans snatched him up on a 1-year deal that could boost up their interior defensive line. I think that was a great move by them. Let's see. Let's see what moves are being made. A lot of people are not happy about the Jamal Pritchett getting cut, and I can definitely understand that. Man, oh man. Let's see. Yep, people pissed off about Pritchett getting cut. I can definitely understand it. Could definitely understand it. I'll show you guys what I'm seeing right now too. So, flag Jets, yeah. Let's go into Actually, I'm going to stop sharing on X, and I'm going to look up big players cut. So, going into this one, I have a lot of big name players that were released, and I want to hear what you guys think on this one. So, cuts tracker. So, the first move is the Dallas Cowboys. So, they traded Asim Richards to New Orleans today. They released Hakeem Adeniji, Tommy Akinbose, Justin Barron, Jalen Brooks. Jalen Brooks was one that I heard a lot of them were upset about today. Lael Collins was cut. They cut a lot of interesting players that I think are going to get picked up. Deuce Vaughn was somebody that I was shocked they cut. For the Giants, we got Tommy DeVito, Dante Miller, Jonathan Ward, Greg Dulcich. Greg Dulcich is a player that a lot of teams are interested in right now. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about that. Because, let me show you guys. Because he could be a solid tight end for a team. He honestly could. Trey Hawkins, Elijah Chapman too. That was an interesting one. I thought they were going to keep him. Emir Smith-Marset, kick returner, was a big one. Little Jordan Humphrey was a big one. Going into the Eagles, Tariq Castro Fields was a big one for them. Kenyon Green was a shocking one who they traded for, and him getting cut. That was a big one. Kyle McCord. Let me know what you guys think. Is there any team that's interested or any player interested in signing Kyle McCord? He is one that I would be interested in bringing in. They cut Dorian Thompson-Robinson as well, which was a shocking one too. But it's like all of these big moves, I understand you need to do it. Holland Pierce is somebody I would love to go after as well. He was somebody I highly liked, highly touted coming out of college. He could be a very good guard / tackle. KJ Osborne, Michael Gallup from the Commanders. Clelin Ferrell was cut. Nick Harris, center. They got some good players that they released too that could be big. Lawrence Cager, as Jets fans know him very well. Oh, Ja'Cory Brooks. Ja'Cory Brooks could be somebody that the Jets looked at that could be very, very interesting as well. Ja'Cory Brooks is somebody I really like as well. Let me show you guys. Coming in more. Chicago Bears, I think they made some interesting moves today. Power Eccles could be an interesting linebacker choice for us. Tanoa Kapasonga is there. Don't know if I said his name at all. Tyler Scott was somebody that the Jets were interested in trading for. So that could be an interesting one that the Jets would go after. Who else? Ricky Stromberg. I know a lot of people were interested in him. Lions, what do you guys got? Keith Cooper Jr. Hendon Hooker, I think, is the biggest one from the Lions. Nothing really crazy out of them. Gunnar Oaks, the tight end. Who else? Green Bay. What moves did you guys make? Isaiah Simmons. Isaiah Simmons is somebody that I'm really, really interested in with the Jets. I would love if the Jets went after Isaiah Simmons. He was somebody I wanted them to sign. I think he could be a solid outside linebacker, very aggressive, very fast. I think he could be a very good option for the Jets. Kalen King is another cornerback option, young player. I know they were not happy about losing him. Minnesota, Zach Daly. These guys, nobody that I'm very interested in from Minnesota. No, not really. Nick Nash, I would love for the Falcons. He was this wide receiver I was looking out in the late rounds that I think could be solid. Easton Stick, interesting option for a quarterback. Ben DiNucci. Morgan Fox was a big name guy, D-line from them, veteran there. Carolina Panthers, let's see. Jack Plummer was a big one from them. McDaffney, DJ Weaver. Nothing really from the Panthers either that I'm like really looking at. Boogie Basham. Hunter Renfrow, I think could be a very, very good option for the New York Jets as well. I really like that option. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Trying to fix something up. I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. A lot of big moves. I know a lot of fans are upset with some of the moves that have taken place today. This is just a place just to vent. You have heard me vent so far, and it has not been fun having to watch some of my favorite players get cut. And I appreciate all of you guys who are here right now. You make, like I say, I don't stream very often, but I love when you guys are here enjoying it as well. Love to hear from you. Even if you watch this stream late, I love hearing whatever comments you guys have. You always making these videos and live streams so much fun, and I enjoy the heck out of you guys. But Saints, again, not a lot of people looking at these ones. Trice, Charlie Smith. Nothing really crazy that I'm looking at with them. Cardinals, let's see what they got. Michael Carter, that would be a funny one to bring back. Tight end Josiah DeGuaro, that was somebody who was looked at very good from them. Simi Fehoko, the wide receiver, had a really good offseason. Leverett, Deshaun Palmer, Michael Walker. That's an interesting one. Interesting players that they got rid of. Rams are the team that I've been interested in because they got rid of Willie Lampkin. Willie Lampkin is somebody, if you are the Jets, you call right now and try to pick him up because he can be a guard. He can be a center. He is one of the better linemen in the preseason. He is somebody you go after because he was solid for the Rams. He was legit very, very good. So I'm shocked they actually got rid of him. Continuing on, Cam Lampkin, Lies Neal, Bill Norton, Chris Paul Jr., like I've been saying, go after him. I understand Jets fans, go after everybody here. But these are some good players that fill needs. So if the Jets can get like one or two of them or even three, I'd be really happy because then it would make this team a little bit better, in my opinion. For the Niners, they got rid of Bruce Hector, who was a Jet for a while. Fabian Moreau. They got rid of the punter as well, who I really, really liked. Morstead, who I was shocked the Jets cut. But not really a lot of people. over here that I'm interested in. Russell Gage. I understand. I think he's hurt right now, but that would be an interesting one. Seattle Seahawks. Let's see what they did. Damian Martinez was a big running back. I could definitely see him going to the Bears. Frederick Moran, Bohannon. Nothing too crazy. Tyreek Smith could be an interesting one. Jamie Sheriff could be a cool linebacker option. Derek Jackson from Kentucky, who I really liked. He could be a fun one. A lot of good players that they got rid of, which it just shows how tough it is to make one of these rosters. It's crazy. Buffalo. This is one I'm interested in because there were a couple of players that I was interested to see if they kept or cut. So Jordan Phillips, Casey Rogers. Zy Alexander could be a fun one. I really liked him coming out of LSU. Mike White is a quarterback option. I know a lot of Jets fans would love that one. Kendrick Green could be interesting. Oh, man, they cut Dan Feeney. Oh, no. Kiki, let's see. Frank Gore Jr. as a running back option. Not awful. Laviska Shenault. KJ Hamler is an interesting option. I think he could be really good as a kick returner. It just never has gotten the best out of him yet. Miami's an interesting one because they cut a lot of good players. Andrew Armstrong, rookie receiver, is somebody who had a fantastic college career, just not great touchdown numbers, but his like yardage was always really, really good. A tough blocking receiver as well. Pharaoh Brown was an interesting one they cut. Jalen McKenzie, Jack Harmon, Ryan Hayes. Grayson Murphy as a linebacker was an interesting option. I thought they would have kept him. Quentin Bell, Darren McClendon, Patrick McMorris. Cameron Dantzler is an interesting one. I know in the beginning of his career, he was very good, has had some issues lately, but I think he could be somebody who you sign him to a 1-year deal. I think he could be a very good backup cornerback for you. So that could be an option for a lot of teams. Going into New England, they made some interesting moves too. They cut their first-round pick from a couple years ago. Where is he? Oh, he was on here before. I don't know where he is right now. Where are you? TJ Dupree is an interesting one. Al Lindstrom's an interesting one. I thought they would have kept him he might get to their practice squad. Kyle Pecco. Jordan Polk. Yeah, they got their center, one of their guards / centers, who was a really big shocker. I don't know why he's not on here. I'm just missing his name. But anyway, moving on to the Bengals, looking at who they cut. Jalen Key, that's an interesting one. Seth McLaughlin, I would love to have. He was a solid center coming out of Ohio State, I believe. He could be somebody very good on your practice squad if you went to go for him. Andrew Stumer, nothing really crazy from them. What about the Browns? Jackson Barton, Tony Brown. Dustin Hopkins, the kicker, that was a shocking one because he's been a solid kicker for them. Tyler Huntley could be a veteran backup quarterback option for you. Deontay Johnson, I don't know if he gets another job. It's just been bad for him. Let's see. Continuing on to the Steelers. There's a player from the Steelers that I am very, very interested in, and I would love to hear what you guys would think about him as well. That is DeMarvin Leal. He was cut from the Steelers. So they got Beanie Bishop, who would be an interesting one. DeMarvin Leal, I would love as a linebacker / edge rusher option. I think he's got so much potential. He has so much talent. He's just been decimated with injuries. I think he could be very good, though. Trey Sermon was cut. Kenny Wilkes. Johnson, Colin Michael. Ben Souls was a good kicker for them. I would be shocked if nobody went for him really quickly. Steelers cut some interesting players, honestly. Texans. Nothing really. Damon Arnett, interesting. Luke Glatchy could be a fun one. Junior Tafuna. Trent Brown, that was a big one. I know they might trade Robinson as well, which could be interesting. Colts, you got Aju, Jason Bean, Ulysses Bentley. Juju Brents was a big one that a lot of teams I think are going to target. He was a solid DB for them this offseason. I think he could be very good in the right situation for him. Johnson, Marcellus Johnson, Tyler Common, Chris Lemons. Nothing too crazy so far from them. Duke Shelley. Yeah, nothing too crazy for these guys. Jelani Woods, the tight end, I think he'd be a great tight end 2 option for the Jets. He was somebody that I would bang the table for. I would call to try to get, just to get Ruckert off the team, because I think Ruckert has shown nothing for the Jets. I really do. And I hate to be down on Ruckert, but I just don't think he's shown much at all. But continuing on, Jaguars. Let's see what moves you made today. Seth Hennigan could be an interesting one for a quarterback option. Darius Lassiter. Chad Muma was a big one that they cut today. He could be a fun linebacker option. I don't think he comes to the Jets, though. I think he could go to like the Cardinals or someone like that. Eagles, maybe. I think there's going to be a good amount of teams going for him. But Muma, I think, is going to get picked up very quickly as well. Titans, let's see what you got. Kendall Brooks. Xavier Restrepo is somebody I'm shocked the Titans cut. I thought he was going to make that team. He has a solid repertoire with Cam Ward and James Prochet, too, as a special teams guy. Both Xavier Restrepo and Prochet, I thought were going to make that team. 2 young, solid receivers. Titans are hoping Restrepo and Prochet make the practice squad. I don't think they're going to stay. I don't think they're going to be there for a long time. I don't even think they make it. I think Restrepo especially is going to be picked up really quick. Nobody works harder than that kid. He is such a good player. I think Restrepo gets picked up so quick. And any team looking for a kick returner, punt returner, James Prochet II is your guy. He could be very, very good. Denver Broncos. Let's see what you got. Wilmore, Tim Ellinger. I knew that one was going to happen. Audric Estime, running back. I could see him going to the Bears really quickly. Jordan Turner. David Truss, guard. I think he can play tackle as well. He's got the size for it. Raiders. I know they made some big moves today. I know they signed Amari Cooper to their receiving room, which I think is cool because he gets to go back to his team that drafted him. But it's also, you got Myers, who's unhappy there. I don't think the Raiders have any intention of trading him, but if a team gives him a good offer, or gives the Raiders a good offer, I think they'd be happy to trade him. Like I've been saying, the Jets should trade Tony Adams and a pick to the Raiders to get him because they need safety help. Jets need receiver help. I think that's a win-win deal for the Jets and the Raiders. But let's see. What do you guys got? Sincere McCormick was cut. That's an interesting one. Andre Carter II. Nothing crazy. Jalen Smith, the veteran linebacker. Philip Dorsett. He'll find a job soon. Laki Tassi, no. Nothing too crazy from them. Terrell Edmonds was a shocker. They wanted safety help, and he was a veteran who could play well. Shocking that they let him go, but it could mean that they're making a big move for a trade or that they're going for one of these safeties that were cut. Cam Miller is an interesting one as well, that he was cut as well, quarterback option. But honestly, guys, it's a sad day for a lot of these players. honestly, it was really, really sad for a lot of these players because a lot of these guys are going to get cut, removed from their teams, maybe get another job somewhere else. But a lot of these guys busted their ass, did better than some of the other players that made the roster, which was shocking. And I'm not going to get over the Jamal Pritchett one. That one makes me so annoyed that he got cut and Xavier Gibson got to stay. And I understand moves aren't done. There's a lot of teams that are going to continue making moves. Trades are going to be happening. It's still an exciting time. Hell, I could look at X right now and probably see big moves being made. Jason Brownlee made the Chiefs roster, which is, I know a lot of Chiefs fans were nervous about that one. So happy that they're good over there. Let's keep right there. Nothing too crazy. Will Parkinson, I definitely agree with him. He posted on X, Jets should claim Willie Lampkin and run him at fullback, have him clear bodies for Brees, Braylon, and Fields. Full smash mouth football. I would take Willie Lampkin as just a backup center, backup guard option. Honestly, I'd have him over Hayes. He had a fantastic offseason. I think he could be very, very good. Continuing on. Nothing too crazy right now. Beck, I'm happy he got picked. Ooh, Broncos have waived tight end Caden Preekscorn. Nothing too crazy there. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Not a lot of moves. I think a lot of teams are going to hold off until tomorrow for like big trades coming in. I don't expect too much craziness going on for the rest of tonight, but big day for a lot of these teams. I think a lot of big name players, a lot of good players have been released from their teams. It sucks. Xavier Restapro was a big shocking one to me. I thought the Titans were going to keep him. But again, guys, I just wanted to jump on, talk with you guys a little, vent some of my frustration with the Jets did. Jamal Pritchett, Quentin Skinner, Brandon Smith. I hope they make hope they stay on the practice squad with the Jets. Jordan Clark as well. But again, they were so good. And the Jets, the rumors that the Jets have been interested in the wide receiver market, I'm hoping they're true. I'm listening to Connor Long as well. Him and I were going back and forth on X today. He said that he doesn't think a move for a wide receiver is in the cards at this point, in his opinion. I really hope that the Jets go for a receiver. They need something. Restapro, I would take. Try to trade for Leggett from the Panthers. I would take that. He seems like a really good player. Go after Hunter Renfrow, who was cut today. The Jets need wide receiver help. They need edge help. Maybe a Zadarius Smith signing could come in the works, or Jadeveon Clowney for the Jets. But we were promised a team that's going to be competitive by AG and Darren Muji. And I get it. That could just be coach speak. But, man, if you're giving me a receiver room with Garrett Wilson as the number one, who I love, and he deserves to be a number one receiver, and the Josh Reynolds, Alan Lazard, Arian Smith, Xavier Gibson, and Tyler Johnson, with Josh Reynolds being your number two, you can't. You're not doing justice to Justin Fields by giving him all the hope that you want, who I think could be very good. You're not helping out your offense and doing the best you could. Get a receiver in here to help. Or if you don't like the receivers out there and you want to give more weapons, go for a Kyle Pitts or somebody who can be a big receiving help. Who knows? Stone Smart could step up and be that great receiving option. Rucker, I don't know how he's still here. Andrew Beck could be something, which he showed flashes of in the offseason and in preseason games. But my feeling right now is just meh with this 53-man roster. A lot of moves that I was shocked. I was not happy with. Quentin Skinner could be electrifying for this team. Jamal Pritchett could have been electrifying. Brandon Smith could be electrifying. If you trade Alan Lazard, that's what I'm hoping. Apparently rumors are that the Steelers could still be interested in him. Apparently Aaron Rodgers reached out to the Packers about Romeo Doubs and was shut down there. Could Alan Lazard still get traded? I hope so, because this receiver room is lackluster. And if you're trying to sell me on a team that is win now, that is going for it, the receiver room, the tight end room, the edge room, cornerback room with a couple of the players you got there, safety room. I like the cornerback room. I'll take that one back. But the tight end room, the linebacker room, edge room, tight end room, there's a lot to be desired. Like, you can't tell me the wide receiver room is done, because I would be so distraught if you're telling me we are going to stick with the season up with Reynolds and Lazard being the number 2 and 3 option, and Arian Smith possibly getting some play. Tyler Johnson being out there too. I like them. I like the players. They're good complementary players. But you need to get a better number 2 receiver. Go out and get an Alex Pierce. Go out and get a Jacoby Myers. Go out and get, I'll bring a Chris Olave, maybe. You're going to give up a lot more for it. Go and get an Xavier Legette. Go and get a solid number 2 option. Because Lazard's always hurt. Reynolds is always hurt. Tyler Johnson, you don't know what he is. Arian Smith has shown flashes, and he's got fantastic speed. You don't know what he is. He's a rookie. Xavier Gipson, we know what he is. He's a failed punt returner who you'd have to take a deep breath every time he's back there, because it's either going to be a muff punt or an awful fair catch where he sets us so far back. I was excited going into the 53-man roster. I projected that the Jets were going to have a lot of young players, and they do. They do have a lot of young players on this roster. I'm happy with the defensive line group, the defensive tackles. I think the trade for Harrison Phillips and Briggs were great. I do. Jay Tufele stepped up. Leonard Taylor III, I think could still be good. But I need more. I want this season to be good. If you want Justin Fields to succeed for you and show that he can be a franchise quarterback, you got to give me more, because that receiver room is weak. That tight end room is, you don't know what Mason Taylor is. He's already dealt with injuries in training camp. So could he be injured during the season? If he gets hurt, you're stuck with Jeremy Ruckert and Stone Smart, who's unproven too. Jeremy Ruckert, who hasn't shown anything. Andrew Beck, who's a fullback, marked as a running back right now, but can play a tight end if you need him to. Get me a Jelani Woods. Get me the guy the Titans cut. Trade for Michael Mayer from the Raiders. We need to make more moves. I know that the Jets are far from done, but I just wanted to come on here and rant to you guys and rant with you, because I feel a lot of Jets fans are kind of frustrated with what the Jets 53-man roster was. We waited all the way up to like 8 o'clock at night just to get told that Xavier Gipson's on this team. Michael Clemens has made the team. There was no excitement. Alan Lazard's still on the team. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Michael Clemens, yay. More penalties. I don't know. I hate being a downer, because I like to say that I'm a very upbeat Jets fan. But a lot of these players, I don't think they should have made the team. And a lot of these young guys who busted their butt in training camp, Donovan Edwards, Jamal Pritchett, Quentin Skinner, Brandon Smith, they're going to get picked up. They're going to get taken. I'm telling you that right now. I don't think they're going to make it that far past waivers. If maybe Skinner might, but Brandon Smith is always open. He's been a monster in training camp and in these games. Quentin Skinner, too, has been dominant. Donovan Edwards had some flashes. Jamal Pritchett looked like a great punt returner and a solid receiver option. I just don't know. Brady Cook even might get picked up by somebody. You don't know. But right now, we got to see how the waivers go. Waiver claims can be put in tonight. We'll see who gets picked up. We'll see who gets put on practice squads. But again, I'm just going to leave it at that tonight. I love getting on here with you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry if you came in here excited and I put a damper on everything. I'm very emotional when it comes to the Jets. I just wasn't happy with what they did with the roster cuts. I don't like a lot of the decisions they made. Who knows? Muji and AG might surprise me. A lot of these players they know more than me. I'm just a guy yelling at a computer. So, but let me know what you guys think. I appreciate all of you guys coming in here and joining. I appreciate the love. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it. And thank you again so much for joining me in the Jets Ward. Thank you guys so much. Look forward to more moves coming up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys.